Hey, we are live. It is Tuesday night. Give me if you're in chat, go ahead and give me a 5x5 if you can hear us. We're trying a new setup right now. I saw we had 6 people in there watching, waiting for us to start up. Go ahead and give us a sign that you can hear us. If you can hear us or if you can't hear us. If we're just moving our lips.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh, Corn Pops in. What's up, man?
Hi.
How's it going? Can you hear us? We got the tablet over here, and we got one computer here with StreamYard on it, and this one's running YouTube.
Yeah, this is way behind.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Chuck.
Corn Pop sound good. Chuck is here. We got Scanes Girl. Man, we missed a week, and everybody's taking the time coming into the chat. You know what? I wouldn't say we missed it. It was nice. It was nice taking a break and not having to worry about it.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Huh?
Would you say? You know, and the title of this week's live. Hey, Homestead Twins, ACM, how you guys doing? The past, the present, and the future is kind of a theme we got going on this week. So I'm not gonna lie, it was a bad week last week. Started off, Freya cut one of her arteries on one of her paws and was literally running the risk of bleeding out on the kitchen floor. Luckily, we got her to the vet in time.
Corn Pop found the Skittles.
Oh my god! Would they get lost? But anyway, hey XNYC Prepper, nice to see you here. So anyway, so Dolly's got stitches. She cut up the inside of her paw right there and was bleeding pretty good. The doctor said we got her in that time. It wasn't a major artery, or she wouldn't have made it to the vet. But as it was bad enough. But luckily, she's driving us nuts now.
She wants to run.
Seriously. So she has to have this little rain booty on and be on a leash. She can't be running around. And
No roughhouse.
Yeah. Try that with a couple of border collies and a Great Pyrenees. Yeah, that doesn't work. But she's making it. A couple times she's broken loose and she started bleeding again, but she didn't bust any sutures or anything. So she's good to go. And then I'm not gonna lie, I skipped Thanksgiving. Took me 3 whole days to come up with a list of things I was actually positive about or thankful about, and I knew that. How do I say this? I knew that I would not have made good company. Let's just put it that way. But I spent 3 days getting a list of things I'm thankful about. I was able to get a pretty good list, you know. Still, it's one of those things. Yeah, just for some reason, things happened this week, and had to work through some things. And we both did, didn't we? We had a good discussion. We both. Hey, All American.
Guys, it's so important with everything that's going on, and especially with the move that G and I made. Mental health is a lot, and it's just really important that we keep that in check and we make sure that we're communicating with each other and not putting into our head what the other person is feeling and what the other person is thinking, because it will draw some bad feelings. Right. So,
I think, every relationship, everybody's got stuff that they need to work on, right? Yeah. But we were working on it, and it's not like we haven't been. It's like we haven't had rough spots before, right?
Oh, it's a marriage.
Yeah, it's a marriage, especially when you got 32 years. Yeah, exactly. Hang on a second. I got to read this comment. I ran over a cow with our largest milk. Now I'm having to process.
What?
Guys, I'm not even sure I want to know how that happened. You got to do a video about that, man. That's too funny. What did I say? Freya? It was Dolly. It was Dolly that called herself. It was Dolly. Freya's going nuts too because Freya can't play.
Freya wants to play.
Freya wants to play. And
in fact, she's going after Fancy Pants, which is the Great Pyrenees, and the Great Pyrenees is too big for her, so it's not really working out in Freya's favor.
No, it's not. She's got these little. I found her the other day. The Great Pyrenees was dragging around by her head. I was like, Fancy, knock it off. Okay, the dog getting hurt. This is something that drove home preparedness for us. We do not have enough gauze. Chuck Peoples and I have talked about this before, but it really, really came home that we do not have enough. And Chuck, I don't know if you've got those prices for me yet, but we're ready to purchase them. Well, there's a little monster right now. Look at her. But hey, HG. But we managed to do it. And when she started bleeding the second time, we did have gauze and tape available, and we were able to apply pressure and get her so she wasn't bleeding. Now it's just a matter of wait for the sutures to come out. But yeah, make sure that you have enough medical supplies.
Because the dogs were not necessarily on her radar.
No, So we've got a bag. We've got a bag of animal medical stuff.
Yeah, not a gauze. There's
no gauze in there, and we can't find it half the time. It gets moved around in the back of the house because we don't have a dedicated place to keep it, and so it gets lost every now and then. And we couldn't find it. Yeah, XNYC, $520 on Monday. Yeah, it was a very expensive trip, especially coming right on the hills. It was like literally the day after we went down to see the grandkids and spent a bunch of money doing that.
Yeah, things could be worse. So I have 7 chickens, 2 of which we're fostering right now, I guess respite care or whatever. And that's a thing.
I guess.
So we just got those, and that was to help somebody out who actually has had several deaths in their family, and their dog got ran over.
Yeah.
So it could be worse.
As bad as it is, we've got it pretty darn good. But then we got stuff done. I got 3/4 wood put up. Well, I got 2.5 put up. I got another 1/2 cord I got to split. It started snowing here the
Saturday.
The day I made that short, I was literally coming in from doing wood, and it's beautiful.
They in Topeka, they said got anywhere from 5 to 7 inches.
Right. Well, we got about 4 or 5 here.
Yeah, we need it.
Well, yeah, exactly. We're way behind on our precipitation. Mm-hmm. Hey, Gregory. If I miss anybody in the chat, I apologize. Trying to get caught up and getting back in the swing of doing things. If this is your first time here, thank you very much for showing up. If you're just visiting, go ahead and think about hitting that subscriber button. We'd love to have you join us on our journey here. It's been a ride, hasn't it?
It's been a ride.
And the past we went through a lot. Okay, so here's something that kind of scares me. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of scares me about what's going on in our lives right now. Not necessarily the world, but us in particular. So some of you may have already heard me say this. It seems like every time something bad is about to happen in this country, we are on the front end of that. When the .com bubble burst, I lost my job 6 months before that entire economic blow up happened in 2000 or 99. We sold our house we bought our house right before the economic crash. In was it 2004? 2004, that small one, and then we got into our house we got into our house, the last house we're at, because of the economic crash and people were hurting for money. So we're always on the front end of this, and we always like hit bottom before everybody else does. But it's always prepared us. You know, we've always been able to take the lessons learned from whatever's happened to us, and we've gotten ahead, and we've come out better on the other end, which is good. The thing that scares me about this is the lowest we've ever gone. I mean, correct me if I'm right.
You're right.
This is the lowest. This is the lowest that we've ever gone with anything. And if this is preparing us for something, I am not looking forward to whatever it is. Seriously, if this is preparing us for whatever's coming to this country, man, there's going to be a lot of people in a lot of hurt. You know, and that goes back to the
mental preparedness.
Yeah. Oh, did you see that?
Yep.
Chuck says he has a medical or canine tourniquet.
Oh,
yeah,
look at
we
that.
need to get one.
All right.
We need to get one.
Sold.
I needed it. I needed it on Monday.
Yeah, for sure.
I definitely needed it on Monday. It was it would have stopped the bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. You still would have had to go at stitches with me. Look at this face. Look at that. Can you see that face? There. Can you see that face? Look at that. How terrible would it be to miss that thing?
Yeah.
Now everybody's rubbing it in. All American, it was 72 degrees there today. Cozy 42. See,
It was 42 degrees here.
XNYC, we're in the same boat, man. It was cold this morning. I don't care what anybody says.
It got really cold tonight.
You know, well, it blows because I've gone from having to spend about 15-20 minutes taking care of the animals in the morning to an hour.
New Yorkistan. I heard some interesting news that New York did in trying to set a precedence for the rest of the United States. And so you have a lovely judge up there that is going to allow the state of New York to force you into quarantine and masking and all of that. So congratulations, New York. And we won't be doing that here. They'll have a fight on their hands.
You know, well, yeah.
They will.
I know they will. You know what? We're not gonna sit here and we're not gonna say, oh, this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna prepare our minds and prepare our infrastructure and everything, so when the time comes, we can weather whatever's coming our way. Right? Don't want to do a bunch of bravado. Don't want to do a bunch of that. So, you know, in the present, you know, we did the firewood this week, and got to see the grandkids. We didn't get to talk about the grandkids last week, but that was fun seeing our oldest one is just turned 4, and she's
pistol.
Yes, big time.
Scares me. She's a lot like me.
Oh God.
I know.
She's gonna make some guy completely miserable someday.
Hey.
But you know, it got that done, and you've been doing a bunch of cooking for the freeze dryer.
Yeah.
Getting ready. She's got a thing coming up.
Good stuff coming too. Yeah. I did French toast bites, cinnamon French toast bites. Those are delicious, like crack. That's no joke. And then did some other new stuff. I got pizza bites coming in. I'm finishing up the chicken Alfredo pizza bites tonight. And then I'm going to start working on waffle bites. I got the mini waffle maker ordered. It's in. So we'll get going with that. And then there's some really fun stuff. I found a cookbook for it. And there's a crap ton of keto recipes that you can do in there. So, and I know I have almond flour around here somewhere. So we're going to try some of that and see how that goes. Beef jerky galore. I did 6 pounds of teriyaki beef jerky yesterday. I've got 10 pounds of whiskey pepper jerky going today. It'll be done here in a couple hours.
Grass-fed ground beef. I got to tell you, she let me try one, and I had it.
He's like, I want more.
It was about 5 minutes later. I went back in there, and I was like,
it wasn't even 5 minutes.
I don't know what was on those things, but they're like crack. I was like, I am just jonesing for another piece right now.
And then I've got original and hickory to do, so we'll get those done. I'll do those tomorrow and the next day. And then, so just getting everything going and getting it in, trying some new stuff, and it's all good. So.
Yeah, we've been down to 19, 20 degrees last night. So we moved the chicks out into the brooder in the coop, and we got the radiant heaters in there. And knock on wood, we lost our first chick last night. I think it's because they got crushed because it got so cold. So I rearranged the heaters so they're more spread out, and so hopefully that helps. Did you see Terminator's news? Guess what I finally got? My birth certificate.
Are you coming to the U.S.?
Well, that's what.
Are you coming?
That's what Skeens is asking. Coming in May, Terminator.
Now you get your passport.
You got no excuses now.
Well, she's got to get her passport.
Oh, this is true.
That'll be fun to see Terminator.
What are the dates? What are the dates in May?
Yeah, I don't remember. Stains will remember.
It's like the second.
I got to sit down and do the calendar for next year. We got to figure out what festivals and stuff. I think I've been procrastinating a little bit with that just because we don't know what next year is going to bring. But I guess I need to just get on it, think the best, and be prepared, be ready to go.
Oh, I miss my venison jerky. I haven't shot a deer in 2 years. I'm going to try to get one this year.
Yeah.
Our season does not start until
December
1st.
Well, for gun season.
For gun season, yeah, they've been bow hunting. Yeah, we've got the little deer finder that keeps bringing dead deer.
Looks like a graveyard outside.
7th through the 10th is
there you go.
that weekend.
And you can camp all week. You can camp Monday through Sunday.
Hey, Rob. Well, I thought they didn't open it up until Tuesday night for camping.
Not anymore. Now it's open on Monday.
And we're changing venues. We're changing venues this next spring because we're getting too big for the place we're at. Which is gonna kind of suck because it makes it so it takes me longer to get there. Right now I'm only 25 minutes away, 30 minutes away, and it's going to take me almost an hour to get there now. So
it's not.
I'm not going to be able to spend. Yeah, it is. Get the
You can still go the back way and then just take whatever that come through Lecompton and then over.
Okay.
You'll be right there.
Terminator says, apparently my daughter told me it's going to take 5 months for my passport. Hoping to get it filled out and sent away before the end of the year.
Yeah, then you'll be ready by May, hopefully.
January, February, March,
Yeah.
April.
If she
Yeah,
doesn't
hopefully.
know, hopefully she'll have it.
Indiana Mike, how's the house coming, man? I saw you guys got it all tied in, man.
I could see the house from the road
Okay.
when I was coming back from town. Yeah, I could see it.
They've done Indiana Mike. Can I share your story, Mike? Just tell me yes or no if you don't want me to share. But anyway, the community's been helping them get their house together, and him and Jet have done a fantastic job of not only coordinating everybody, but just when there's nobody there to help, they're knocking stuff out. Jet was actually running the telehandler the other day, that thing's a beast. I don't even particularly like that thing. I've never driven it. I was acting as a ground guide. But yeah, they've been doing a great job, and they're building their house, and when they're done, it's going to be a really nice house.
Tim, she's in Canada, so do they expedite passports up in Canada? I don't know.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I know
Dorothy,
they do here.
how are you? So yeah, and this is one of the great things about community, is that we're able. That one day we had 15 people over there, standing walls, and then another day putting up trusses, and it's just really good. In fact, it's been hard to get people.
Everybody's working on something.
Yeah, everybody's working on something around
here. But the priority is just making sure everybody's got a roof over their head.
Make sure all those houses are tied in.
I think we've got everybody tied in at this point.
Yeah. Get it weatherproof. That's the important thing.
I think we've got that accomplished. I guess the only
Broke Farmer.
I love that name.
That's
I know.
Such a good name. Not quite as good as Half Bubble, but
it is.
Pretty darn close.
I think they're both great.
Pretty darn close.
No, I think they're both great. So, so I don't know. Gypsy's tied in because they were putting the roof on, I think. So, so they've got it. Everybody's good. So it's nice to see that.
Cans, I had to shut the flue down on the stove because it was so dang hot in here. I don't know what I threw in there. I threw a piece of ash in there, and then must have been a piece of hedge or a piece of good seasoned walnut because it got hot in here quick.
We so he had me go get insulation board Sunday, and so we're gonna finally take care of that.
Start trying to
bedroom back there,
get more of the back of the house done,
and get all that.
There's Starla.
As you can see, done some reorganization and trying to get it where I'm not so crazy in the kitchen and feeling like I'm completely shut in.
Starla,
So,
you need to take care of yourself. Go.
NAC.
Sheep drench. Go to Tractor Supply and get sheep drench.
Yeah,
and
that
then
too.
once you look at it, you know exactly what to do with it.
Yep, just go by weight. It's the same as the sheep. If you can still get it.
Like I said, they took a break to visit the family, but getting back to the OSB is on, and we're in a good place. Can't wait to have the wood stove again. Amen.
Good.
There's something about that heat, man. That heat off the wood stove, and we need to get some water into the pot on top of it because it's right here. But it's just so much better than
I kind of
registered
like it.
heat.
I'm not choking on snot, so.
Hey Wes. Yeah, it's just apparently the thing is back.
What thing's back?
The coof.
Oh.
Rabbit says, I have 40 sheets of drywall to put up on my ceiling yet. 13-foot vaulted. A bit rough for me by myself. Yeah. You know what, Rabbit? If you can get a hold of one of those drywall jacks,
they're worth it.
Dude, that is worth its weight in gold. Yep. I used that back on the pantry, and I was able to. I didn't have to have any extra hands, and I was able to get. I put 10 pieces of OSB up.
4x8.
4x8 OSB, and gosh, 4 hours maybe. Yeah, it was super. It took me longer to trim it in and cover up all the seams than it did to actually get the stuff up on the ceiling. So yeah, if you can get your hands on one, man.
Yeah.
Oh, he bought one.
Oh, you bought one?
Yep. Good deal.
Well,
You're
set. You're gonna love it.
You will love that thing, and then all your friends and family that are doing construction are going to be like, "Hey, we need to borrow that."
Yep.
That's what we had to do. We had to borrow.
Yeah, no, that's what our community does. It's like, hey, what do you got? Hey, what do you got? And then we even go in on equipment with each other. So, Tag and them and us, we went in on that cement.
The powered cement floater.
Yeah, so that we could all get our stuff done.
And then we moved someplace where we don't need it.
Well, you never know what's going to come up. So.
Yeah, everybody's saying prayers for Starla. Starla, you need to make sure you're taking care of yourself. All right. Get your rest. Get some NAC. We're not doctors and we're not giving medical advice, but get your rest. Get some NAC, get some zinc, some selenium, some sheep drench.
Daddy does the frankincense and myrrh every day.
Who does?
I said a steady dose of frankincense and myrrh every day.
It's that time of year too.
It is that time of year.
Most of the drywall is going to be covered by knotty pine car siding anyways. Just want to add. Yeah, there you go. It's a good idea. Okay, so we talked about the past. We talked about the present. Now the future going forward. Man, there's so many things. You know, I'm trying to put together a list. I'm going to get her to do a list too so we can combine them. Of everything that we got done this year and everything we would like to prioritize next year. And if it works like it has for the past 2 years, that list is going to last until about January 3rd at the most. But it's going to get us. It's going to get us going in the right direction again. Get stuff moving again.
Do you know where that whiteboard is? We used to use a whiteboard.
It's out there someplace. I can try finding it. Starla, the tomatoes.
Oh man,
they were growing great. We had a lot of really good tomatoes.
They were green. I think I got 3 red ones out of there. And then we were in Kentucky. And when we were in Kentucky, I left a note. I did not leave it where I usually leave it. I left it over in a different section of the counter. They asked the house sitters, hey, it's supposed to be 20 degrees on Sunday. Can you make sure that you put all the green tomatoes in? And well, they missed the note and that never happened.
Yeah, so we ended up with a bunch of
Soft mushy
tomatoes that we were doing treats. Well, my nephew that came from Florida for Thanksgiving fixed our heater. Found out it was never on this whole time. No wonder we were freezing in here.
We had that happen, but we weren't freezing. We were just heating with the wood burning
We
stuff.
did that an entire year. Couldn't figure out why the pipes were freezing for the first
They
time.
were like, why are the pipes freezing?
Because it wasn't as cold as it normally was.
No, it was when I had the kitchen done, and I had the stove. I had them pull a propane line up into the kitchen for a propane stove to get it off electric, and yeah, that's what happened. They turned the furnace off, and I didn't know.
So lesson learned: whenever you do home improvements, make sure you turn everything back on.
Right. It happens.
It happens. Yes, it happens. Man, listen, we're going through a lot of information really quick today, aren't we?
Oh, are we?
Well, but if you guys got any topics you want to discuss, anything you want to ask, feel free. We'll answer it the best we can. We'll talk about it. That's another thing. If you're new in here, the chat, the people in our chat are some of the most knowledgeable people on different subjects, and we get such a good amount of feedback and good ideas from them. Okay. Some tore out the laundry room cabinets with my help. Made me install the top shelf. Man, you guys got a lot done.
Good deal.
Awesome.
Good deal.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I gotta figure something out about linen closet. I just don't know where we're gonna put that.
Like for towels and stuff?
Yeah. And sheets and blankets.
Well, the towels can go in the new bathroom. And the sheets and blanket ones.
Where? All those towels are not gonna fit underneath that sink.
No, when I get the shelves in.
Okay.
Tambra. Okay. Let's see. Many good points on how to. Many are the good how-to people. Some of us are the good what not to do. Exactly.
That's us. We're the what not to do.
That's what I tell people, man. This body is a museum of poor impulse control and bad choices.
Right.
You know, I'll always serve as a good bad example.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see here.
Hi, Ambra. Going on?
A few less things you need to.
Do what?
I'm sure that all that help was encouraging for you. A few less things you have to do. Absolutely. KYG, how's it going, man?
Yeah. So quite a bit. But yeah, no, guys, I cannot stress to you enough, especially right now. Keep your mental health going. Just make sure you're communicating with each other. Make sure you're communicating with other people. Make sure that, just lay things out there and rely on the people that you have around you. Right. And especially right now, we've got another year and a half, maybe more. And so we just really got to make sure that we keep it straight up here, yeah?
We were working on getting the wood stove put back in the house. The upper chimney was falling apart and not safe to go. Right. Yeah, that's always fun dealing with that kind of stuff. Yeah. We moved into our old house. They had a pellet stove with a 3-inch flue on it, and we had a wood stove with a 6-inch flue. So when I went to put the flue into the chimney stack, because it was one of those boxed in chimney stacks, it wasn't brick or anything.
That's what Dad had to help you with that, right? Didn't Dad help you with that?
He told me what to do. I managed to do it all by myself. Yeah. He helped a little bit. He helped me put the man on it. But I had to rebuild the entire chimney stack because it was too small.
Anton's always got a circus back there. I have to figure out my emojis. I never can.
Okay, so Rabbit, me and my boy are going to look a few cabins for him. Have an area almost cleared and ready to put one on it here, running electric to it like a campground setup, 50 amp service off his main. That's a good idea. We were thinking about trying to do that here for some people too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tim, as far as that goes, he heard about the Chinese pneumonia that's going out there. I mean, I don't know that me personally, I'm not going to stop my life because of it, but it's just one more tool and one more thing that they're doing to try to control.
Well, and that's the thing about it.
And pneumonia is nothing new.
After what happened last time, there's zero talk from anybody about quarantine in China and not letting their people come here. So it either one of two things is true at this point. One of two things. Either one, they do not care, or number two, it's all a lie. And either way, it's not good for us, right? And the WHO actually put out a international guidance today, or was it yesterday, on you should wear masks and social distance and all this stuff. And
that goes right along with what New York did when they took all that to court. I couldn't even believe they got a judge to agree to that. So they can literally decide when they're going to take away New York citizens or resident their constitutional rights. It's absolutely ridiculous.
At this point, you've got one of two choices. You can listen to the WHO about masking and social distancing, or you can listen to the WHO and say we won't get fooled again. Just plain and simple.
Or just don't listen to the WHO. I get these stupid emergency alerts.
The WHO, banned the WHO.
Yes, okay. All right. I think I saw them in concert.
It's not as funny when you have to explain. I guess you didn't see it in concert.
No, I guarantee you I did.
Let's see. Hope I'm finishing my sawmill shed this weekend.
They played at North Island.
While the weather is in the 30s, I just need to put the metal on the roof. Oh man, I wish I had a sawmill shed. I wish I had a sawmill. I wish I had a shed to put a sawmill in. It's on the list. It's on the list eventually. We should have bought one. We should have bought one when we first moved in here. But pardon my language.
Maybe we can make that a goal for next year.
We pissed away too much money when we first moved in here.
We're trying to get things ready for the house. I don't know.
No, we did. We pissed away too much money. But you know what?
Well,
it's lessons learned.
$20,000 in a burned down chicken coop didn't help.
Well, that's
So
that hurt.
Yeah, and then the burned down greenhouse. Yeah, I mean.
Eagle Lover was in here, Tambra. She was in here. Maybe she's just being quiet. Eventually. Silver Lining says she didn't. I got her notification. That's something else I wanted to tell you guys. I'm seeing a lot of people on their channel saying that whenever they're in chat, people are telling them they're not getting notifications.
Being unsubscribed.
And people are getting unsubscribed. Now, the unsubscribing has not happened to us, but I do know people it has happened to. So check your check your subscriptions with all the channels that you enjoy watching because the shenanigans are happening.
Oh, shenanigans!
Right. I said shenanigans. Let's see. Or double entendre. Who's next? Excellent. Absolutely. Yeah, see, Anti got it.
Oh, your song.
Yeah, the song. Joe Tippin on YouTube. Huh. I don't know what that is. No, sure not one. Is he giving his happy 4th of July message for Thanksgiving? I'm sorry. If you're in chat right now and you voted for him, thank you, and you deserve everything you're going to get.
Jeez, Louise.
Well, I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying not to be complete. There's so much crappy stuff happening in the world that
Okay, so stupid polls. So they had this stupid poll go out, and they asked conservatives everywhere, Republicans. They asked them if Trump was running for office or that kind of thing, would you vote for Trump or the other person? Now they're asking Republicans this, and I guess the majority of them said that they would vote for somebody else. And I'm calling BS. Like, I don't see that, or they wouldn't vote at all. It was really weird. Like, and why you would do a poll like that, I have no idea. So
who was I watching? City Prepper. City Prepper did a video. Go find his channel, watch it. And he gave like the top 15 places to live if SHTF happened. And I was talking with some people while we were watching it, and a lot of the places that he said was a good place to live were places where there are not a lot of people, like Idaho, Montana, places like that. And there's a reason why there's not a lot of people there, because if everything goes south, unless you're completely prepared and have a really good infrastructure in place, you are screwed.
It's hard living.
You are screwed, man. There's a reason why Montana has like one person every 5 miles as far as their population density goes, you know. And I'm not saying you shouldn't move there, but it's something to think about, right? Because I know a lot of people that, you know, they move up to the border area of Idaho, you know, up north of Coeur d'Alene, up in that area. Man, that's some hard country. In the wintertime, it's hard. You know.
Yeah, my dad, they're actually in Hayden, but they're right next to Coeur d'Alene, right on the border, and they're snowbirds, so they're in Arizona right now.
I used to hate the snowbirds when I was in Arizona. Oh man, they've got. If you ever go out like south of Needles, or on I-10, like you go south there between there and Yuma. There are these towns that have like 10 people in it during the summertime, but they've got miles and miles and miles of RV hookups. And in the wintertime, the population of these towns go from like 100 people to 10,000 people. It's the craziest thing going on.
Wow. 1 in 4 Americans are still in credit card debt from last Christmas.
Wow.
And they're talking, so that was the other thing I thought was really interesting, because I was out Black Friday. Where did I go? I went up to Topeka or something. I was getting supplies. And so, but I went up there and I was telling G, there was not as many people out as what I thought there would be. And then, like the parking lots weren't full. Of course, Best Buy was, but they always are. And then there wasn't a lot. But then they're saying that this is the most money in years that Americans have spent. And it was all done online. It was like online shopping that they did. And I thought that was very interesting, because when you start looking and you want to hide those numbers and you want to hide inflation and depression and all that stuff, when you want to hide how much, you know, money people are missing, what a great way to do it, online shopping.
Yeah. Because
you can't really judge how much. You have to take their word for it.
I missed it.
What'd you miss?
Silver Lining says ACM, that's a great part. I missed what ACM did. They shared something and there it is. Got all but one corner of the basement cleaned up. Awesome. Cool. Isn't that such a good feeling? Yeah. Getting rid of the junk piles is just such a. I got one more I still need to hit.
Now you guys can come over here and you can help us.
You can clean out my junk pile.
They're kind of in the same boat.
Yeah. Okay, this is really weird. I just got an inside baseball here. So this computer in front of me is the one that StreamYard's on. This one in front of her is the one that the chat is on. And normally the chat on StreamYard is running ahead of the one on the YouTube video, but it's popping up afterwards. It's coming onto the YouTube video first. That's really weird. I don't have any idea why. It's weird. I have a friend.
The new license plates. Yeah, there's something in it, and I think there's something to that too, because 2024 is when they're also going to be rolling out the no toll. You don't have to stop and get a ticket. You don't have to have a K tag, so they'll just automatically bill you. So I'm almost wondering if there's not a chip in there. You know how like the K tag, I have to put that chip up in my window. I'm almost wondering if there's not a chip in those new license plates.
They're probably done so that they're highly
visible.
Highly visible.
With all the dirt roads and mud that we live on.
Oh yeah, you can't see my license plate. No. Okay, so I have Chuck says I have a friend who had a business in Texas last year. Black Friday did over 10,000 K this year. 12. Wow. people will not have disposable income. Wow, that's
10K this year,
10
1,200. That's a huge difference. Yeah, so this is what I'm wondering. So, what a great way to hide the true numbers. And, the government has been very, very honest. They told all of us 2 years ago that we couldn't handle the truth. They would never tell us the truth because we couldn't handle it. And so I find this very interesting that all this is coming up. But kind of like Tracy and I were talking, they're out of lies. They've been exposed. And so, Tracy said the only option is war. So it'll be very, very interesting to see how they try to fix this.
Yeah,
if it can be fixed.
Our taxes are due in December, and they're expensive, and they're going to go up by 10% next year. Why are you?
Yeah. Because what came to my mind. So in Gaza and Israel right now are trading back and forth. Excuse me. Choking myself. And there we go. So they're trading back the people that the hostages. And so did you know? It was really interesting to me because on the news they keep talking about the trade back and forth.
The little 4-year-old girl.
Well, so then that mother gets up there and talks about how the Hamas treated the little girl like a queen and she was just treated so well and all this other BS because we all know that's not true. And then
no, it is.
And then
aside from the whole raping thing.
Stop it. And then did you know? So it was reported one time that I caught. Did you know that for the 5 Americans that we were going to get back, did you know that we sent them $6 million?
Yep.
And that's not being reported. So I found that very, very interesting. So that's more money going over to Hamas and supporting the terrorists. You guys, we had a problem. We have a very sick president and somebody that needs to be removed quickly.
And here's some
sick government. It's not.
Here's
just
something I want you guys to do. I want you guys to think about this and do it if you think about it. If you hear anybody saying from the river to the sea, you need to remind them that that is literally calling for the genocide of the Jewish people in Israel. I don't care how you feel about the nation of Israel, the state of Israel, but somebody in America calling for the genocidal killing of every single Jew in the Middle East, in Israel, it's just wrong. You need to call them on it. We need to start holding these people accountable. And
what's more bizarre is that you actually have Jews that are here in America
saying the
same thing. The same thing. Like, people are so sick. They're just so anti-biblical.
And you know what? And I'm gonna say it. This might upset some people. There's a set of good guys in this equation. There's a set of bad guys, and the bad guys are Hamas. Period. Anyway. Next.
Crazy.
Let's go to the one I was talking about.
Times.
The 4-year-old girl that was exchanged. Turns out that her mother is a huge donor to the Bidens and actually bought.
Get out of here.
Actually bought a $500,000 painting from Biden the artist.
Get out of here.
The artist.
What a setup.
Yeah, I know. They're corrupt. We've got a corrupt.
Wow.
We've got a corrupt family in charge of this country.
So now we know where the $6 million went.
Not that we haven't had a bunch of corrupt people in charge of the country. Now they're just not hiding it. They don't feel the need to pretend anymore, which is really kind of.
Well,
Speaking about not pretending, you want to get it. You want to see if we can get a strike tonight?
No.
Yeah, let's do it.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
So have you guys been watching any of the video that came out about the J6? What happened on January 6th?
Ooh, guys, it is crazy.
So check this out. I found this webpage. Let's see. Okay, so this is a.
Are you gonna play it?
Well, it's not. It's just it's not a video.
Just an article.
It's just an article. Okay, you guys can see that, right? So newly released January 6th video, Capitol Police controversy. Okay, so if you haven't been following it, the timeline, and this is in the video. I'm not.
Nothing's made up.
This is
You
nothing
can
made up, and
see
I'm
it
not.
with your own eyes.
YouTube can fact check this. This is what happened. The Capitol Police fired a tear gas canister into their own guys. There's video out there of them doing it, and that's why all the police pulled back from the police line, because they were all getting choked out by their own CS gas. All right, so the people followed them. You know, the people in the crowd followed them, and so if you remember correctly, there was a protester. There was this great big battle that happened in this hallway going into the Capitol building, and a protester got beat to death. One of the two fatalities on that day, both of which were protesters at the hand of government agents. So this picture we're looking at now, this is the security camera looking or out of that tunnel, okay? And there's security doors in front of there, because as we scroll down, you're going to see.
And this was where if you remember correctly, this is where who's that Muslim girl,
Hold on a second.
Bartender.
Hold on.
It's just Congress, but isn't that where she was held at back down there? That
so
she
this
was
is
scared for her life.
This is looking the opposite direction. You can see the metal detector. So that's behind security doors. Now they know that the police have pulled back. They know that people are coming. They're standing there. They're getting their riot stuff out. Now remember, there's people coming. Why haven't they shut the security doors? And we'll get back to that picture.
Did you see this one, Rabbit? So Rabbit's actually seen this too. So he said they are not any. Where was it? Here. You see the one protester with the soft.
Yeah, I saw that one. So, where is it? Anyway, so they basically, what they did was they set the protesters up. They set the protesters up. They knew that people were going to come in that hallway, and they set up and they fired tear gas at them. And I apologize for it bouncing around like that. I want to get back to this picture. They set the rioters up. This should not have happened, and that the lady's death.
They were all in cahoots with each other.
The lady's death should not have happened.
Yeah, they were all in cahoots. We all know they were all in cahoots with each other. That Pelosi had warning. She knew what was going on. She did not take the necessary steps to stop anything. And we all know those were not normal U.S. citizens that support Trump. Those were the Antifa and FBI. There were actually FBI officials in there. It was a total setup.
Okay, there's the link to that page. That page. And we're not gonna discuss that picture. I just want to put that up there. All right. So.
Which picture?
That one I just. They could have stopped them from entering the Capitol anytime they wanted, and they chose not to.
Yeah.
All right.
But isn't it funny? This is not the stream what you're going to see on the news. They're not going to share any of this with you. So you are going to have to go out and you're going to have to search and you're going to have to find this stuff.
Absolutely.
Because nothing will be done about this. But as far as I'm concerned, every single person that is sitting in jail right now because of the January 6th that was being called a protester and a bad person, or they were just there and so they're in jail, they need to be released.
And if you're new to the channel and you came looking for homesteading stuff, we do homesteading stuff, but we also talk about stuff like this, because this is the whole reason why we promote homesteading. Homesteading is the ultimate form of preparedness. It's the whole reason why we promote modern self-sufficiency, not having to rely on the system. It's the whole reason why we promote community, because with community, we're better able to withstand things that happen. And what happened after January 6th and the release of the footage showing how it was all, it wasn't very truthful. Let's just put it that way. It wasn't very truthful. points to a government that is not looking out for the best interests of its people. All right. So this is why we talk about this. This is why I do the videos where I put these questions out so that people start thinking about it. Why I talk about being mentally prepared and doing all that stuff. Because it's important. And it's going to affect our lives. It really is.
Bye, broke farmer. Have a good night.
All right, Broke Farm, you have a good one.
So it's getting serious over there.
Yeah, I apologize.
No, he's it over here.
No, he's talking about the check.
No,
That's right. You know. So and the reason you guys hear what's going on in Ireland, right? Muslim immigrants are stabbing Irish people. The Irish people are getting upset about it. And there was just another attack today. And the Irish people started fighting back and ended up being a riot. Let's be honest. And I'm not promoting rioting or anything like that. But in response, the Irish politicians are saying that the Irish people are the problem, and they are promoting, they're enhancing hate speech laws that have been on the books since 2018, where you could literally get put in jail for posting a meme. Tommy Robinson, I don't know if you know who he is. He's an activist in Britain. Went to the anti-Semitic rally in support. Was sitting there eating breakfast this morning, and the cops went into the restaurant and arrested him because he might cause problems. They're arresting people in Britain for pre-crime, and it's happening here.
You know something very interesting about that. So last week in Queens, New York, last week it was very, very interesting. So the government comes in and they do food pantry, and so they pass out the food and all that. It was very interesting. They interviewed a woman there, and when they interviewed her, she was very upset because of all of the immigrants that have moved into Queens. They are now seeing that they can get free food, and they're trying to quote unquote survive, and so they're getting their food. And you know what her statement was? You're gonna love this. You know what her statement was? They're coming in. All the immigrants are taking our stuff. They're taking our stuff. This is what the government has created.
Well, and
this is what's going on.
And again, if you're new here, we've got a rule. If we black pill you, we got to provide white pills. And what a white pill is a solution. A white pill is something positive. And the positive of all this comes in the fact that we are seeing things for the way they are. So I learned a new term today, declinism. Decline, like something's declining. So we have, and declinism is a bad thing. It's a bias. Declinism is a bias. And you realize that statistically, the country as a whole is more safe now than it's been in like 50 years. Do you realize now that there's more gun freedom in this country now than there has been since the 1960s? There are a lot of good things going on in this country, but we tend to focus on the bad stuff, and I'm guilty of this too. I'm guilty of this, and then we seem to ignore the
coyotes.
Is there something? Hey,
yeah, Fancy's trying to get the coyotes. You can hear them. It's the middle of winter.
Growl like there's something out the window.
Right. Just trying to get to the coyotes.
But so we need to make sure that we're seeing the good stuff that's going on, and the good stuff is there's the huge community movement all across the country,
which is wonderful.
It's great, and your ability to meet people thanks to places like freesteading.com and channels like ours, there's a
Rosie in here. Hi, Rosie.
oh, did she pop in?
Yeah.
Oh, there she is. Hey, Rosie. It's easier now than ever before to find like-minded people. And yes, the government is making it harder for small farmers.
Good,
We're to
Rosie.
the point now.
Congratulations.
We're at the point now that it really doesn't matter. You know what? We just decide to do what we do, right? Oh, congrats! First repeat order. That is awesome.
Those are always good to have.
But it's just we got to find good things. And speaking about biases, I found a website today that has it's criticalthinking.org is one of the things.
Something's wrong with you.
We were just talking about you, Spags, about how well you were treated by Hamas.
And we had to send $6 million to bring your ass back here.
But, so this website's got a deck of critical thinking cards, and they've got a free version that doesn't have a full deck. But I was going through it. I think I'm going to start doing a video series, just short videos, nothing very long, 4 or 5 minutes each, on all these biases and all these fallacies. Because one of the things, that's what you know what, the jokes just write themselves. I'm gonna defer to your wife on that one. Spags. We have to be able to craft our message. We have to be able to provide a vision of the future that is better than the other guys, and we have to articulate why we believe what we believe in a manner that's more coherent and easier to understand than what the other guy can. And unless we know A, what our biases are, and B, what fallacies that we inadvertently perpetuate, we can't craft our message. I don't know if you guys, if you haven't, go to our community page, and there's a video I shared on there. It was from Benny Johnson, but it was some other guy talking about taxation and stuff. That video, it's short, it's only about 45 seconds long. That video is probably the best, well-crafted message on taxation that I have ever heard. The guy nailed it. He put it in terms that are easy to understand and easy to comprehend. And that's what we all need to start doing. We need to brush up on our critical thinking and make sure that we're all doing it right. And I'm going to go let that dog out so she can go chase whatever the heck's out there.
Let's go for it. Because I'm going to go ahead and I want to go into this. So speaking of critical thinking and being aware of your situation, we actually had, and I know I see it more than a lot of other people do. So I was pleasantly surprised that this gal handled it as well as she did. So she was up in Casey's at town, and she had her niece and daughter with her, and she noticed that there were some men that were looking at them, coming up behind them. One would get on either side, that kind of thing. Then they ended up out, one in a car, others in a van, and they waited for them. They got nervous, so they stayed inside Casey's. Long story short, ended up calling the police, so that the police immediately, the one vehicle took off. Not sure what happened in the other vehicle to the white van, but it brought something up, and this is just what I want to let you guys know. There are bad people coming up from the border, and right now they are very, very hungry, and they are going to take whatever they can so that they can make a living. They don't care. They're not U.S. citizens. If they get busted, they're just going to be shipped back and then come back through on another round. So it's very, very important that everybody stays aware. I have seen this several times. If you have your purse in the cart and you are at a grocery store, they usually come in groups of 4. There's going to be a handler there Sometimes it's a woman. She's going to be texting back and forth, so you'll see her on the phone, going back and forth on what they're going to do. Just kind of trying to look inconspicuous, but if you know what you're looking at, you're going to be able to pinpoint that person. And then what they'll do is they'll split up, and you'll have one come from each side of the aisle or from around you, where one will distract you and the other one will take your purse. Well, same thing happens in a parking lot. And so one is going to distract you while the other one is piling your children, your girlfriend, your wife, whatever, into the van to be taken to another country. They will not be staying in this country. So the hunt is the same when they're going to steal from you or they're going to steal you. So it's very, very important. All you women out there, I want you to make sure that you stay aware. Men, if you're with your sons and daughters, make sure that you stay aware. This is super, super, super important. We're coming up on hard times, and their times are even harder, if that makes sense. So they're desperate. They're going to do whatever they can to make a little extra buck, and we're just prey. So make sure you're not prey. Make sure you stay aware. Not to scare you, y'all. Just make sure that you
Is it
stay
deer
on
season?
it.
I thought deer season eve was Thursday.
What's today? The 28th.
28th.
So I thought it was December 1st.
Does it start on December? Does it start on November 29th? Figure if it does, it figures. Kansas is so screwed up. Starting your deer season on a Wednesday. Sorry.
But yeah, no, y'all just stay aware, and especially all my friends, my community members, stay aware. Just be aware. It bothers me that other people who would have not otherwise known the difference are now seeing the problem, which means it's more rapid. So we need to just be aware.
It's the invisible gorilla experiment.
Do what?
I said, if you don't know what it is, look it up. So we're gonna have to look it up.
Okay.
But okay, yeah. KYG asked a great question. HG, you need to fess
No,
up.
I regret
Is it
it.
something that we will regret if we look it up?
Is it on YouTube or just on the internet?
Just on there. I don't know. I have no idea what it is.
HG, you gotta tell us where to find it.
A little bit. Well, just if you Google it, I'm sure. I'll do it later.
Okay.
You know, but somebody said the battle buddy system. You know, and yeah, in a sense, yeah, absolutely. We are lagging.
Oh, it opens November 29th. So it is tomorrow.
Yeah. I don't have my tags yet. My rifle's not zeroed.
Oh, don't you have tags from last year?
No, you have to.
Oh, every year?
Yeah.
What a waste of money.
Well, I might be hunting this weekend. I gotta call Chris, see if I can get over
Oh, lordy.
one of his tree stands. It could be. It depends. Depends on your sensibilities. KYG, you have a good night, man.
Have a good day,
You have a good
still
night.
bud.
You know. That's about all I got tonight. Seriously.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, we talked about everything that we've done. So I guess she's gonna set up a camera in the kitchen, and I'll start doing more. Especially we're gonna start getting into holiday gifts and that kind of thing. So experimenting a little bit with what we're gonna do. Some stuff that I've made for coworkers, and then we do neighbor gifts for Christmas. We all do. Nicole is really great about making some stuff, and then she brings them around, and then Misty and Chris, we trade back and forth with them. And poor Misty, I'm gonna have to get her something that she can eat right away, because every time Chris puts it up and then won't let her have any, so it goes in a long-term storage. But anyway, so I'm gonna have to get them something different, and yeah, so it'll be good. So we'll go over some of that stuff. Low cost, great ways that you can get stuff to different people. It's all stuff that we've done before, and all stuff that has happened for generations. So
Hey.
People really appreciate it.
Hey, Spags, are we on for that video idea that I sent you today? I'm not gonna share it with anybody.
Spags.
But if you are, man, we'll set it up. We'll do it.
Spags. Have you looked at copper prices, dude? We need our bars. And
You gotta crawl into the house and get more.
why don't you have Spags come up one day and help you get it all out? Since he's still
Because only
doing
one of
and
us
getting
can
half
fit
of
into
it.
the house at one time.
Oh, really? So, yeah, it went way up. It's triple what it was when we left Kentucky.
Really?
Yes. So, commodities are starting to go up. I've been watching them. So, we need to start guarding that stuff and
Now,
make
if you
sure we
guys-
get everything where it's
If
supposed
you
to
guys
be.
aren't subscribed to Stride's channel, go over there and check it out. He did a video, and then Bullet Nowhere Homestead did a video. They were smelting some copper and making some copper ingots.
Yeah, did you see you can get it on your phone on the app?
Yeah, I know. I just
Okay.
did last year. Spags, you let me know. You let me know when I need to make time to come down, and we'll do it.
Yeah.
I will help you. I don't want to be mooching off you. Okay. Hey, Mr. G, my husband went to town the other day and had a large buck run in front of us and stopped and stared at us. I counted 14 points. It was massive but beautiful. You know what? We got a couple of those wandering around here.
Maybe. I haven't seen them lately.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-uh.
I saw a little 8-pointer down at the corner.
Yeah, we had a little guy that was right down here, right on the corner of our property, and he was standing in the road and he was looking at me and saying, "Good evening, Angela." And I said, "Good evening, sir." And he was like, "You do you, I'm gonna do me." And he watched me for a little bit. I watched him like I could totally shoot you right here. And last time I saw him was when Fancy Pants pulled up some hide and some bones. So I'm not sure. Somebody got him, I think.
So copper's $3.20 a pound here in Missouri.
Yes.
Price.
Yep, that's exactly where it's at. It was at $1.19 when we left Kentucky 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
That's-
commodities are going up.
You know, this year I'm with you, Chuck. It'd be nice if I could shoot a big buck, but I want some venison. I haven't had venison for 2 years, and it's driving me
Yeah,
nuts.
because we can't buy it. And the deer meat that I had to go to dog food because the butcher was absolutely terrible. We he skins the deer, so we make sure, and we did not get ours. We got somebody else's, and it had hair in it, and I cannot eat like an African. So you know what I mean.
Okay.
We go to
That sounded
African
that
restaurants.
out of context. That sounded extremely racist.
No.
Well, so we have to share the context. So we did a mission trip up into North Kansas City one time, and you get up North Independence Avenue, over right down in Bosco, and there's a huge immigrant community there, Hispanics and Africans, and there's an East African restaurant over there. I liked it. She, on the other hand, didn't like it.
I don't care to pick hair out of my food.
They brought, and I don't remember what the plate, but it was this great big plate, and it was just piled with goat meat and rice, and then they gave you the flatbread, and you ate communally. You know, you figured everybody ate off the same plate. Well,
which is also disgusting.
They had to. I guess you need to speak up. So
I need to speak up.
Yep.
I mean,
so
you're yelling. I'm doing fine.
So they had killed the goat that morning, and we knew it was fresh because there was hair in it.
Do we know that they killed it that morning? We don't know.
That was fresh. That was fresh.
Well, I've never had goat before that. So.
She liked it. She liked it so much that we left the restaurant.
And I shared with the entire community.
She got about a block and a half away on the corner and just tossed everything up all over the car.
About 3 times, I think.
Oh yeah, that's the sausage. I so want.
Yeah. Ooh, jerky. Ooh,
Yeah.
I could do more jerky.
If I didn't have a 9-to-5 job, I'd get on the deer strike list, and
we would not be making jerky out of that. That would be dog food.
No, you get it fresh. You give the dogs all the bruised meat, and you grind up the good.
When has anything been called in fresh?
It's always called in. They don't call in the ones that are by the side of the road. They call the ones that happen deer strikes right then and there.
Oh.
Yeah, if you're not hunting, you're not living. Get that big buck. That one. Actually, you know what? The best meat you get out here are the 2-year-old does. That, from my opinion.
Are you gonna get a buck if you can?
Oh, if I see a monster buck headsack, I'm shooting it.
Are we stuffing it?
Yeah, we'll do the
We're
head.
gonna put another.
No, I want to get. If I get a big buck, I want to do the whole thing.
What?
I want to, the whole thing, and I want it to be going like this, like it's jumping over the couch.
No.
Yeah, wouldn't
This
that be
is
cool?
not happening.
Wouldn't that be cool?
No.
Yeah.
No, this is not happening.
No, Bob needs somebody to keep him company up there. Bob, up on the wall.
Is that his name? Bob.
That's his
I didn't know he had a name.
Yes, his name is Bob.
Okay.
In Arkansas, roadkill confiscated deer go to the. Yeah.
What is a good price for what?
In Arkansas, roadkill.
No. What is a good price for what? All American? Go down.
For what's a good price for a milk goat?
Oh, for a milk goat?
Depends on where you are and what kind it is.
Yeah, so depends on what age it is too. So at market, about 55 pounds at sale barn will get you anywhere between $300 and $500, sometimes $600. Just kind of depends on what time of year. And then if you're doing private sales, that kind of thing, they can be. If they're young, they could be $150 to $200. They could be all the way up to $600.
Yeah.
So it just kind of depends on what you can find. Look for somebody who's actually breeding for 4-H. That's where I would start. And then those you can, if you're not opposed to bottle feeding, which I would not do that with a male, but I would do it with a female. Bottle feeding, if you're not opposed to that, sometimes you can grab them for $75. But that being said, you're putting the rest of the money in.
And if you're buying a doe, you either have to buy a buck to go with it, because she won't lactate unless she's pregnant.
Right.
Or you have to know somebody with a buck. Excuse me.
That you can make.
Right.
And I do. So if you're thinking about that, I like the Nubian and the pygmies. So the pygmy I use as a tool. Those are for nothing more than breeding. If I do end up with pygmy babies, then those I go ahead and sell, and those are about $200, $250. And then, so I'll go ahead and sell those. The only thing I use those for is to mate with the Nubians to get a kinder. So the kinder are stockier. It's a cross between the pygmy and the Nubian. They're stockier, take up less pasture, and are dual purpose. So you have your meat and your dairy.
I'm not a big fan of goat meat, though.
Well, I mean, you're going to eat whatever you eat. Goat meat's not bad. It's just a matter of how it's cooked.
Oh, yeah.
Don't put a bunch of crap in it and fur.
The only place I had goat's meat was down in Mexico. That tells you
I-
the quality.
So I know I had goat's meat in Mexico, and it was good. I enjoyed it. You know, they put the whole leg up in the thing on the street, and then you could go and get your
Kind of like the
tacos.
Brazilian.
Yeah,
cut the meat off.
yeah. And then they just cut it right off and then make your tacos. It's delicious.
I had it in Mexico, in Ensenada. I was not.
When you say he's got a video of what?
He's got a wall with nothing but trophy deer heads on it.
No, but we were talking about goats, so I was just trying to figure out what he was asking. He was just wondering.
Yeah, he just wondering.
Oh, okay. Well, and then so if you're wanting some, then check with your community and see who's got what. We often barter, so.
I'm on the verge of completely agreeing with you there, Rabbit. The best way to have goats is for your neighbor to have them, and you trade eggs for milk.
You don't mind making cheese from their milk.
I don't.
You enjoy. In fact, I can sell that all day long. I did remember the goat cheese I did that had the garlic and herb. I had people from like clear up in the city, way up north, coming to buy it. It was weird, and it was like $30. What I sell it for $30 for half pound?
I don't remember.
I think it was. And they were buying it like that.
It would never occur to me to have goat jerky.
I mean, it's just like any other meat.
I know. I know. It would never occur to me. Okay, so we're going on an hour and 15 minutes. We're going to cut this one short tonight.
Is that short?
Well, the last couple times we went for an hour 45 and 2 hours. We changed our sleeping arrangements up, which has really helped. I'm sleeping on a much firmer mattress, which is helping my back. My chiropractor visits are now every 3 weeks instead of every week.
Good.
Actually, for a while there, it was twice a week.
Yeah, you didn't tell me you changed that.
Yeah, it changed, but it's really helped me. I was able to do yoga for the first time in a while. which is really nice. And I'm getting 8 hours of sleep, which I haven't. And now all I got to do is adjust my schedule so I'm not waking up at 3:30. Speaking of that,
All American, you're wanting goat just for the milk. I would suggest Nubian.
yeah, I would too. Go on YouTube, and it's called. I don't have a link for it. So the guy's name is Dr. Chris Martinson, and he's got Peak Prosperity is the name of the website or the YouTube channel. He did a video about waking up at 3:30 in the morning. He put it out today.
Really?
And it's about following your intuition, following your gut. I highly suggest. I'll put it in the community. I'll put a link in the community page so you guys can see it. You guys need to go watch that because it's a very good video. And he talks about the actual physical aspects of your gut instincts. Okay, so what do we got? You should have just said you still had 2 visits a week.
No, we're not doing that. We don't do that here.
No, I'm getting off. I do it while I'm at work, so I'm screwing off anyway. But it cost me 25. I'm not screwing off. I'm getting a chiropractor visit. But anyway, it cost me $25 a visit, and I don't want to pay the $25. So
Well, if it makes you better, you will. But...
yeah. Well. And then, yeah, I guess I could just say. But then, this is Northeast Kansas. There's not really much.
Everybody knows everybody.
There's not much to do screwing off around here. Can't come here.
Plus the fact that everybody knows your business.
Yeah.
So there's that. Small towns. The way it works. So anyway, okay. Well, if you guys have anything else, ask now, forever hold your peace.
Or at least hold it until next week.
Or hold it till next week.
Got some shorts queued up this week. Do not have a video made. Quite frankly, this weekend, not just the headspace problem, but I probably spent.
We are wanting to go hunting though too. Right?
Well, no, in 3 days this weekend. On the long weekend, I cut wood for a good 36 hours.
Yeah, you were up a lot. But I'm thankful for it. And then it's been up since 2:30. Yeah, she doesn't sleep very much. She probably needs to watch that video too. I'm gonna go and watch it. It's kind of interesting to just go wander around the lumber and stores and such. Now he's a dreamer. He can't do that.
I can't. Yeah, I can't.
I
can't go in and because I see that stuff, it just makes me feel bad because I can't afford it right now. So you got anything you want to say?
No, I think I said everything I wanted to say. Everybody just make sure you keep your head on the swivel. Make sure you know where your stuff is at all times when you're out and about. Make sure that you know how to use your gun and you're carrying your gun if you have one. And just be mindful. Take your keys out of the vehicle. Make sure you're locking your doors. Do all that. These people they're nasty, man. And I know I grew up around a lot of it, so I know how it works.
Well, and then you worked with the trafficking.
And I worked with the trafficking. I know how this works. So, just be careful.
Hey, you two knock it off. The dogs are in the living room wrestling. Dolly's looking at me with her ears all.
Hey, MJ.
So, all right.
Yeah, heads up and eyes wide. Do not hit your cell phones. You guys, the cell phones make you such easy prey. I'm just telling you. Easy prey. If you gotta check your phone, make sure your car doors are locked. If you're gonna check your phone, make sure that you're secure and all that. But these girls that just have their head in their phone all the time, I gasp every time. It just drives me insane. I have no idea.
And just remember the white pills, food security, self-reliance, modern self-reliance, community. You do that.
Community is huge.
You do that, and you're heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
No matter what's happening, what's going to happen.
Community was so good. I got stuck on 75 highway, and right in the middle where I had to turn. And so I was literally in the middle of the north and southbound lane, and I called, tried to call him. He didn't answer his phone. And then I finally, after
I didn't
half
have my
hour,
phone on me.
right, it was freezing, and so I had to figure something out. So I called Mechanic Mike. He was at a band concert for his kiddo, and he said, "You know what? Let me make a phone call." And turns out our new neighbor, he's been here 2 months. He came down, towed me home, didn't charge me a dime. Said, "Hey, it's nice to meet a new neighbor. We've just added to our community." And so, makes it really nice. So, community members, this is what we do for each other. So, gotta build that community. Got to.
There is the link for that video that I was talking about. I highly recommend it. It's a good video.
Skeens Girl doesn't like positive news.
Do what?
Skeens Girl says those pills make me feel awful the next day.
Well, that's why I quit taking sleep aids.
Oh, sleep aids. I thought she was talking about the white pill. I'm like, what?
Oh, she might be. She's kind of strange. She hangs out with you.
That makes her even weird.
Yeah, exactly.
Even more weird.
So, but yeah, go watch that video. It's a good video. Remember the 3 pillars of homesteading, guys. And you know what? Thanks for showing up. And if you're new here and this isn't quite what you thought it was going to be, the topics we talked about tonight are not the normal topics. They were just something.
Just our life the last 2 weeks.
Well, and they over the past couple of days, I felt this need to reframe some things for everybody and try to get everybody, at the very least, thinking about what's going on, and getting our heads all pointed in the right direction. So that, because whatever's coming is not going to be good. I mean, there's no getting around it, and what it's going to be, I don't know. How bad it's going to be, I don't know. All I know is a lot of people are not going to be prepared, and if you're in our chat or you're one of our subscribers or one of our friends that we've met through this channel, and we know you personally, and you're our friends that way, we want you to be prepared. We want you to have the greatest possible chance at weathering whatever comes our way, so that we come out on the other end and we can. I almost said build back better.
I mean, in a way.
But it is. Instead of doing it the way they're doing it by tearing everything down and making things worse with no possibility of things getting better, we want to make it better in a real and true way, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, real quick. So we were talking tonight, and so we are 3,240 subscribers in, and so now's the time that we're going to go ahead and announce and start looking forward to it. We are going to do a very, very special giveaway for 5,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of thinking, when I was out there and you told me what the budget looked like and all of that, I'm kind of thinking maybe the giant Amish canner, and then there would be enough left to do some more.
Why are you telling everybody? She sucks at giving gifts.
No,
she tells you.
They're gonna want to know what it is. You're not gonna just surprise them, right?
But and that's a long ways off.
You don't know that. You don't know that. It could be a month. It could be 2 months. It could be 3 or 4. So anyway, at 5,000, be looking forward to that. We will come up with some good stuff to give away.
Yeah,
I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll be
5,000.
We'll figure out some way to do it in a really special way too.
Yeah.
Right.
Not just that spinning wheel thing. I think it should be like a nail.
I think we should bring everybody to Kansas and have like a death match.
What?
Like a big ring, a bull in the ring, and the last person standing in the ring wins the prize. How fun would that be?
That would not be fun. That would be horrible.
Give me a one. Give me one in chat if a bull in the ring for the 5,000th giveaway would be fun. All right, guys, listen. In all seriousness, thanks for being here. Really enjoy our time with you. It was nice getting back with you guys. Even though taking a break was nice last. Oh, Eagle Lover doesn't want it.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to see it.
Well, you guys can team up.
No.
You You and Angela could team up.
I'm giving
Or
it
she's giving
away.
You and Skanes could team up and throw a rabbit coyote out of the ring.
Oh lordy, I don't think this is a good idea. No, we will definitely come up with something else.
All right, guys. As Angela says, you need to go out tomorrow and be just that much better tomorrow than you are today.
Homestead Twins is on
Do what?
Homestead Twins. So you're singing now. Good, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
No, not happening. Anyway. All right, guys. Until next time.
Go live life free. Take care now.